This is me, arriving at 8 am in the south of France for my first ever business trip. I had no idea that this day would lead to the creation of the ultimate chess game, a concept that I launched in 2024 and that gathered over 180,000 followers and 50 million views. Let me explain. As soon as I landed, I started to feel sick. My head hurt and I wasn't feeling extremely well. As the day went on, my condition got worse, but I did my best, finished my work, and caught my train back to Paris. When I arrived, my brother picked me up at the train station and took me home. I sat in the back of the car because I didn't want to contaminate him. What I haven't told you yet is that in 3 days I was supposed to go to London with my family for the weekend. Spoiler, that didn't happen. In the following days, I got worse. My family left and I was stuck home alone for the first time in forever. I had been busy for the past few months, freelancing, studying, working a part-time job, but now I had nothing to do. I'm not a big series fan, but this weekend I had some time to kill. So I asked my girlfriend for a recommendation. She told me that her favorite series was The Queen's Gambit and she recommended that I watched it. I started watching without many expectations until one scene changed everything. You see, I'm a 3D artist, and I have what I call the 3D artist disease. Anytime I see CGI, VFX, or any kind of 3D animation somewhere, I just have to say it.
This is 3D. Did you know that this was 3D?
Oh yeah, it's 3D. I love it.
It's amazing.
This is 3D animated.
I just love it. It's 3D. This is 3D animated. Did you know that this was 3D? I just love it. It's amazing.
And well, this time it happened again. Bess was playing a chess game in her head, and we could see the chess pieces animated on the ceiling. Everything was made using 3D. I absolutely loved it. Even though I was alone, I just had to say it. This is 3D. Fast forward 3 weeks, another turning point happened. I quit my part-time job and suddenly I had free time. I wanted to do something productive, so I pulled out my ID list, a note in my phone where I write down every project idea that pops into my head. Most of them sounded like revolutionary ideas when I wrote them, but the reality is that they sounded terrible when I read them again sometime after. So I kept searching and I really wanted to find an idea that I could try and make something out of. I searched and searched and searched again, but nothing came. So I did what every productive person does in difficult times. I started scrolling on Instagram. I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled again until I saw this account called Surpenda 3D. It was a collaborative Instagram account run by a 3D artist. His concept was simple. He let his followers decide what he should add on his 3D island, and I thought it was genius. That's when it clicked. I could do something like this. I'm a 3D artist. I have the skills to give birth to an idea like this. I just needed my own concept. Something collaborative, something fun to animate. Wait. Let's rewind. Remember that weekend? The 3D chess game on the ceiling? I had found it. I was going to create the first ever collaborative chess game on Instagram. And this wasn't just another idea from my list. No, this time I opened a new file just for this project. That's how I knew I was serious. Now that I had the idea, I needed a name. It had to be clear and the username had to be available. The first idea that came was Chess Temple. But it sounded too grandiose and I didn't like it much. Then I found another one, the ultimate chess game. Simple, straight to the point, available everywhere, done. Next, I had to create the visuals. I put together a few assets, took the textures, and boom, the scene was ready. Then the script. It had to be crystal clear for my first video. But wait, had I actually thought about my concept? Because for a collaborative chess game on Instagram, players would have to vote in the comment section. But did I need 2 accounts? One for each team? Managing 2 accounts sounded like a nightmare and it would make everything more complex. I wanted to keep it simple. 1 account and votes would alternate between black and white. Back to the script. I wrote it, polished it, and make sure that the first seconds were extremely clear. Now I needed animation for the first seconds of the video. Once again, something that would make people understand the concept instantly. I animated a white pawn and a black pawn. Then I rendered the shots, and finally I put together my video.
Join the ultimate chess game. Pick your side, black or white. Once you join a team, the rule is simple: destroy the other. Every day, one team will choose their move by voting in the comments. Team White will start in 24 hours. May the best win.
Once it was finished, I showed it to my brother. He told me that it was good and he could see the potential behind this video. And well, on my side, I also felt something special about this idea. I just couldn't sleep. I was always thinking about it. On February 1st, I posted the first video. I threw in a few hashtags and then I just waited. All I needed was one comment to start the game. And well, after a few hours, someone commented. His name is Stolen AE, and until now, he still follows the game, and we get to talk from time to time. On the first day, his comment got 14 likes, and this was enough for me to create the second video. At the end of the first day, the account hit 60 followers, and I was absolutely thrilled. I managed to calm myself, focus, create the second video, and post it the next day. And the second day, more players joined. 96 players voted for Black Team's move, and I hit 200 followers in 48 hours. And this is when things started to explode. The third video absolutely blew up. 2,000 people voted for White Team's move. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Hundreds of followers, thousands of votes. I had never experienced anything like this, and I started to freak out because so many things were happening at once. I kept going and I continued to create one video per day. After 10 days, I reached 50,000 followers, and 1 year later, I have over 180,000 followers and I have generated over 50 million views. And all of it started by accident because I got sick and had to cancel a trip. But the reality is that it didn't happen overnight. It took me 4 years of trial and error and countless hours of work before one idea finally clicked. And if you want to learn more about my journey from being a total noob to the creator I am today, well, don't hesitate to subscribe. I will post 2 videos per month here on my YouTube channel, talking about my work and my projects. The journey is just getting started, and as always, may the best win.